This is so much bigger than just the Bitcoin price. This is the beginning of a completely new paradigm, and nobody knows exactly what this is going to look like. But personally, I'm convinced that a $30,000 Bitcoin is only the beginning, and we are going to see much, much higher prices sooner than most people think. So we're going to be diving into this situation that's happening with the charts and the fundamentals, dissecting exactly what I am looking to happen in the coming months. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the juiciest and the most timely Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. I want to start with these charts because the charts are the king. They will always tell us what is going to happen. And right now, when we look at this Bitcoin chart, it is objectively speaking very, very bullish. We have gotten a very bullish weekly close above the 200-week moving average. We have a market structure change from a bear trend to a bull trend on the weekly time frame. Market Cipher B right down here is starting to give us a money flow crossover, which is a very powerful signal, as well as we are breaking out of this momentum bear trend on Market Cipher B. And when we look at what's happening right here, we can see two very important things. Number one, we are printing a very large, very bullish inverted head and shoulders pattern here on the weekly time frame with a technical target of about $42,000. In addition, we are printing this bullish pattern in the midst of another very bullish pattern, which is this falling wedge pattern with a target of about $55,000. Now, you may be asking yourself, Jason, this seems a little bit crazy. I don't know if we are going to hit these targets. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the possibility of a pullback. But one thing I do want to say for certain is right now, this key level of around $30,000, if Bitcoin can break out of this level and actually hold it as support, there is a higher probability than not that the price will actually very quickly move up to the $54,000 level. Why is this? It's because of the volume area theory, which basically means when the market is establishing a fair value zone based on where market participants are willing to buy and sell Bitcoin, then if the asset moves down below that fair value zone and then actually gets acceptance back inside, and for me, acceptance is a breakout and a retest, then it becomes more probable than not that the asset will then come to the top of that value area. This is what we were looking at in the Casper Crew VIP Discord when we gave the long setup from $16,300. We were looking at the price just coming down to the bottom of a fair value zone with some bullish signals, looking to long it to the top. Okay, this is also what we were looking at when we took a long trade from 15.5K in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. And by the way, if you want to join the Casper Crew, where we give these trade setups in advance, we gave these two setups last week, a long and a short trade. And as you can see, both of these trades have been very, very respected to the dang dollar. It's not a signals group, guys, but it is a community where we learn together and do very accurate technical analysis. Go to patreon.com/Jason Casper to join the community. Also, if you want to take advantage of trading on ByBit with 0% limit fees, check the link in the description of the video. This is actually a legitimately good deal for people who know how to trade, because those fees can really cut into your profits. And if you sign up using my affiliate link, you get 0% limit fees. Only if you know how to trade should you do this. If you don't know how to trade and you try to trade on ByBit, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, guys. This is a grow your account over time scheme using good risk management with a well-back-tested strategy. And if you want to learn how to trade the right way, check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com. So if we get acceptance back into this area, $30,000, there's a very, very good chance that we will see much higher Bitcoin prices. And I'm not the only one who is saying this. Other analysts such as Kevin Svensson is saying a very similar thing as he's watching this very interesting parabolic pattern start to repeat for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin from 15,500 at the beginning of the year to where we are now currently at 28,200. Bitcoin has created two bases of support, and possibly we're about to create base 3. Why is that important? Well, if you look at the parabolic diagram, it suggests after 3 bases of support being created within the parabola, the stock price then doubles, or in this case, the crypto price then doubles after base 3. Guys, this means we have a possible base being created around 30,000 and then double to 60 according.
So he's basically saying the same exact thing that I am saying. We're using two different forms of technical analysis, but if we can reclaim this $30,000 level, there's a very good chance we will see much, much higher Bitcoin prices. Now, in the short term, if we are going to get a pullback here based on the bullishness of this chart, we need to be prepared for pullbacks, right? That's why I long and short, because I'm taking advantage of all the volatility. But right now, a very important area of support is obviously going to be this 200-week moving average, right? Around 25 to $25.5 thousand. If Bitcoin is going to get a pullback, I would expect it to be from here, and this is the place where I would actually look to enter more long positions. But this is not just a bullish chart. This is a perfect storm of technicals and fundamentals lining up, pointing to something that, in my opinion, is very, very huge, right? This is one of those instances where the technicals and the fundamentals are both pointing to the same thing. We are seeing a global financial crisis. And yes, this is global. This is not only affecting banks in the United States and Europe, but also banks in Asia and other places. And I believe that this is only the beginning, and we are going to start to see more dominoes fall. But look, over the weekend or last week, Deutsche Bank takes a dip while Bitcoin goes uphill. We saw the Deutsche Bank shares falling 14%, creating market panic across Europe, while Bitcoin surges 40% since the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Earlier this week, Germany's DWP Bank announced that it is going to offer Bitcoin trading services to 1,200 of its affiliates. This is very, very interesting. As we are seeing more and more banks collapse, we are not only seeing people flock to Bitcoin, but we are also starting to see that the Federal Reserve is loaning money to all commercial banks. Look at this graph right here. This is absolutely crazy. This is going back to the beginning of 2020, all right? The beginning of 2020. And we all know what happened in March 2020 when a whole bunch of money began to be lended out, right? Well, look at what's happening right now. A huge parabolic move to the upside. The Federal Reserve is lending money, and they're not calling it quantitative easing. But here's the thing. I don't care what they are going to call it. I don't care. Essentially, it is going to have the same effect, which is going to devalue the dollar. And the way it works is if your dollar becomes less valuable, in other words, if $1 has less purchasing power than it did yesterday, that means it is going to take more dollars to buy something today than it would have taken to buy that same exact thing yesterday. That is why inflation is actually bullish for risk assets. And this is part of the Ponzi scheme that the very wealthy play to take money away from your average person. They give the average person these worthless Federal Reserve debt notes, and these debt notes are constantly depreciating in value. So the average person is working really hard to earn all of these debt notes, and they put it in the bank, saving up these debt notes, but they become less and less valuable over time. While the very wealthy are able to, when the stock market goes down, they're able to accumulate assets like stocks, like real estate, like precious metals, like crypto. And then what they do is they pump their own bags by printing money. And this allows the wealthy to get wealthier and your average person to lose purchasing power. And I believe we are about to see something like this happen. And it's very interesting to watch how people are reacting to what is happening right now. Bitcoin and Ethereum investors are not flinching. U.S. pressure on crypto will backfire. This is an opinion piece, but I actually tend to agree. A venture capitalist who correctly called the 2022 crypto bottom says investors in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the broader digital asset market are not battering an eye over the U.S. government's later enforcement actions against key players in the industry. In a CNBC interview, this capitalist says that the U.S. government's crackdown on crypto-related activities, including the serving of Wells notice to digital asset exchange Coinbase, are not driving investors away from the crypto market. In other words, your average person right now, your average investor, is seeing what's happening, and they are not being fooled. They understand that Bitcoin, in particular, is a completely new system, and the banks right now are the true Ponzi scheme. If you are keeping your money in the bank, not only is your dollar depreciating in value over time, but your dollar might not even be there tomorrow because we are seeing these banks beginning to collapse. In addition to that, a 12 billion asset manager says that investors are flocking to Bitcoin and crypto amid global banking fallout. The CEO of the 12 billion financial advisory firm DeVere Group, Nigel Green, says investors are seeking alternatives like Bitcoin and crypto as the U.S. enters a new era of quantitative easing. And this guy is calling it for what it is. He's seeing what is happening. The Fed is doing the most idiotic thing you could possibly imagine, raising rates, which is causing these banks to collapse, and then at the same time lending money to these banks to keep them from collapsing. They are burning the candle from both ends. This system is about to collapse. It's only a matter of time. And this guy's calling it for what it is. A new wave of money printing and financial stimulus is here right now. I know it's not the same as what they were doing in 2008 or 2020, but you can't just increase the amount of dollars in supply and give it to banks and expect that that is not going to cause some kind of crazy hyperinflationary event. All right. We've got a lot of other people giving very bullish calls right now. When we look at these charts, just objectively speaking, they are quite bullish. Guys, we are heading into some very, very interesting times here. And personally, for me, I am looking to hold Bitcoin into the next bull market. I am expecting new all-time highs, potentially not in 2023, but definitely by 2024, 2025. If we start to get pullbacks here, I will be looking at this as an opportunity to buy more cryptocurrency. I am unabashedly bullish, okay? These are the times to be bullish. People always hate on crypto YouTubers when they get very bullish. Here's the thing, guys. You should hate on crypto YouTubers when they are bullish up here, okay? But when we are at the bottom and we have printed multiple macro bottom signals, these are not the times to not be buying crypto if you believe in crypto. If you believe in Bitcoin, if you believe in the 4-year halving cycle, these are the times to be accumulating, right? Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm willing to take that risk. But for the past 2 market cycles, I have not been wrong, and I'm excited for the next one. So guys, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus, the Messiah. And I pray that everybody has a wonderful Sunday. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.